In recent decades, technological progress has accelerated at a breathtaking pace. 50 years now hold within them entire eras of innovation and change. In a world like this, asking the right questions and letting the answers guide us makes all the difference. Are we here simply to move water or to make water easy?
The first time I entered the DAB production facility, I was struck by the order and cleanliness. The production lines are less flexible than today. The level of automation was much less advanced than today. The operator was central. I remember there was a lot of paper documentation on the line to support the operator's work. The first pump I saw being made was the pool pump, the Euroswim, and shortly after, the small electronic circulator, the Evotron, the first at DAB with a permanent magnet motor. Those were the years between 2010 and 2011, and intuition counted for a lot, perhaps more than data. Decisions were somewhat guided by experience, by instinct. Data served to confirm what the intuition was. Today, compared to the past, data is primarily what allows us to understand which path to take and to confirm our intuitions. Innovation in those years wasn't something disruptive, it wasn't something revolutionary, but rather something evolutionary. In those years, we worked on improving product efficiency, on product performance, and we worked a bit on the concept of comfort. Comfort meant as a product capable of maintaining constant pressure. Those were the years when we introduced automatic on-to-off systems for our products to the market, on-to-off controls, or the first inverters for pressurization. If I had to give one word to the years when I wasn't yet with the company, I would use the word construction. It was a DAB that was building the foundation for the future. A DAB that focused heavily on the concept of robustness and reliability. In the 2000s, the word I would use is transition. A company changing from a mechanical company to a technological company. In the decade between 2010 and 2020, I would use the word innovation. In those years, DAB invested heavily in research and development and in new technologies.
Yet in a world where technology moves faster every day, growing alone is never enough. To stay ahead, DAB had to think bigger, integrating new technologies and forging partnerships beyond its own walls.
Integration with external entities has taught us that growth cannot be only organic, meaning with internal competencies. The technological world moves at very high speed, particularly on topics like artificial intelligence, like sensors, like motors, like phone apps. So it's necessary to establish various types of collaboration, such as consultancies, such as acquisitions with external companies, in order to keep pace with the evolution of the world. The way DAB designs has changed dramatically. It started from purely electromechanical design, electric motors and hydraulic mechanical parts. It evolved with the electronics part, then moved to integration through the use of sensors, until reaching the integration of connectivity directly within the product. A moment when we can say we truly implemented an important step change is when, during the development of the latest project, we managed to reduce development time by 30%. And we did it by implementing the agile concepts that we use more or less in all company processes, refocusing development objectives, dividing teams, creating different objectives.
And then 2013 came, and EasyBox changed the game forever.
When the idea of EasyBox was born, the objective was to simplify people's work and improve the quality of life for our customers, for installers, and also for end users. For our customers, we created a highly differentiated product that simplified the management of the product itself in the assortment and reduced or optimized warehouse costs. For installers, we created a product that contains within it all those components and accessories necessary for installation. So it's effectively a turnkey solution. For end users, EasyBox is an extremely quiet, extremely comfortable product. And moreover, it saves a lot of space in the room where it's installed. The EasyBox project was a complex project, and there were various moments when, honestly, we realised that perhaps we were doing something revolutionary. For example, when we found the solution to the fact that the product could be installed both horizontally and vertically, as well as wall-mounted. When the quick connection systems, the docks, started to really take shape, but also at the beginning, when from the first sketches, you could start to see what the final design of the product would truly be. But the moment when I truly believe we understood that we were going to make, or rather were making, something revolutionary was when the competition started trying to copy us.
And so, after leading a revolution, it was time to start listening. The future of pumps lies in understanding what the products themselves have to say. This is the idea behind the current era of connectivity at DAB's R&D. A dialogue between people and water, powered by data.
The journey towards connectivity began 12 years ago. We started by developing an external device to connect our pumps to the network. Then step by step, we implemented connectivity within our pumps. Today, the vast majority of our catalog can be connected to the network without the aid of external devices. How do you design a pump that talks? I'd say the design comes after. The fundamental part is idea generation, so you need a deep understanding of the application of the real difficulties of those who work in the field and of the pump user. In other words, before being problem solvers, you need to be good problem finders. What was the biggest technological obstacle we faced? More than an obstacle, I'd say a fundamental choice related to the selection of the data platform. We could have used market leaders and perhaps achieved shorter timelines. Instead, we decided to develop a proprietary platform. Today, this is a competitive advantage because if you understand that the value lies in data, it's clear that it's important to own it. In this type of evolution, technology is not the limit. The limit comes from the leap, from the cultural transformation. This is quite typical when you introduce electronics into a metalworking company. You have to overcome preconceptions, accept that control can become a pillar of the product. If we overcome dualisms and understand that by bringing together excellence, we can do something important, things work better. What did DAB do differently? DAB understood that electronics was a core component perhaps before others and made integration the excellence.
50 years of designing, testing, rethinking. 50 years of people asking questions, solving problems, and imagining what comes next.
The word I would use today to define DAB is connection. DAB is a water ecosystem, and it puts people at the center, the people, to create value that is shared value.
The concept of easy for DAB is not just the name we give our products. For DAB, easy means thinking about our products, developing them, engineering them, and producing them so that they are designed and aimed at the best experience for our customer. We want our installers, we want our users to be able to get the best out of the products by dedicating the least effort and the least time possible.
What does EasyBox represent for the DAB world? EasyBox is not just a product, but it's also an example that DAB is a company made of people who are able to find solutions to complex problems that are useful for improving our lives and also the environment around us. And we do it with a unique sensitivity.
But the real challenge lies ahead. Creating solutions so intelligent, so integrated, that they disappear into the background. Letting people forget about the mechanics and simply trust that water will be there whenever and however they need it.
You asked me if the future's heading towards more intelligent pumps or more transparent pumps. I'd say that transparency is a goal achievable through increased intelligence and complexity. We need to obtain more information not only related to the pump, but to the entire system in order to become a reliable reference point. So more complex and more integrated systems will serve to simplify their management. This is the basis of our technological roadmap, and so to return to the initial question, we should develop increasingly intelligent solutions to become transparent.
Every problem solved for someone starts with another person asking the right question. That's why asking the right questions matters. That's how you make water easy.